Well, good day, everybody. My name is Nicholas Berry, and I am honored to be in this Bricklonian New Testament Foundations course at the greatest school west of the Mississippi River, as Dr. Brickle always has said, Urshan Graduate School of Theology. And it's definitely an honor to be in class with each of you. Just a few things about myself. Again, my name is Nicholas Berry. I am 27 years old, currently living in Crest Hill, Illinois, which is a Chicagoland suburb in northeast Illinois, and definitely enjoying life right now. At my church, I am the male counselor and one of the leaders of the Genesis counseling group that we have, as well as a leader in the Celebrate Recovery ministry. Just to tell you a little bit about those ministries, Genesis Process is a group-based counseling practice that really takes a group of people and then supplies a set of questions on a weekly basis that allows the member of the group to go back to the origin of certain beliefs, thought processes, and destructive behaviors that have developed certain problems in the person's life. And once we analyze and review those moments in time, we then begin to use a little bit of cognitive behavioral therapy to help restructure those belief systems and those thought processes. And it's really a wonderful group. I love doing it. I love being a part of that ministry. And what has allowed me to be a part of that ministry is my degree focus here at Urshan Graduate School of Theology, which is the Master of Divinity in Pastoral Counseling. I do believe that pastoral counseling is my call. I believe that one day I will do more than just be a pastoral counselor for a church. I do believe that one day I will actually be the pastor of a church. But when that will be, I don't know. But right now, God has opened many doors for me to be serving as a pastoral counselor at the Pentecostal Church of Harvey, Illinois. And I love doing that. One other area that I'm involved in the church has been the Shine Children's Ministry, and I was recently elected in December to take over as the new children's pastor for the Pentecostal Church at Harvey. So here I am as both a pastoral counselor and the children's pastor. So I'm getting a little bit of all the ages there at the church, and I think it's wonderful preparation for what I will eventually do as the lead pastor of a church, and I'm very thankful for every opportunity that I've been given. So just a little bit about what I hope to gain from this course. I was one of Professor Brickle's students at Urshan College for the epistles of Paul, and we never could determine in that class whether or not we should call those the Pauline epistles or Pauline epistles, and so hopefully we'll be able to finally answer that question in this course at UGST, whether we should call it the Pauline epistles or the Pauline epistles. Looking forward to hearing Brother Brickle's perspective on that. The other thing I hope we'll be able to establish is who actually wrote the book of Hebrews. I know some of Brother Brickle's students have previously said that it was the great Apostle Paul. I know some have even posed that it was Peter. Others, like Brother Brickle himself, have toyed around with the idea that Apollos wrote it. So hopefully we'll be able to gain some clarity on who wrote the book of Hebrews as well. My favorite New Testament book is Philemon. And no, I realize that some of you might wonder if I said that because it's one of the shortest books of the New Testament. But and Brother Brickle has heard me talk about this before, but I love the book of Philemon because I think it's one of Paul's most transparent letters. I see in Paul the reality of himself. I see Paul realizing and struggling with his own past as he writes to Philemon on behalf of the slave Onesimus, who ran away and obviously owed some debts. And now Paul has taken him in and has trained him for the ministry and is sending him back to Philemon no longer as a slave but as a brother in Christ. And I think Paul opens up about some of his own personal issues and personal struggles in that letter, which is why I cherish it so much. It's it's one of my go-tos, and I do love the letter to Philemon. So I look forward to discussing that book with each of you in class. And just something about myself that many of you may not know. I think many in the class actually know who I am by now and know a lot about me. But I guess just to add something somewhat comical, at least Brother Brickle might find this a little bit funny, I don't know, we'll see, is that I have tried so hard over the last few years to actually make myself more of a Hebrew and Old Testament scholar than a New Testament scholar. Because everybody who talks to me says that every reference I make is dealing with Paul and his letters. And so just the reality is, no matter how much I want to learn and know and understand the Old Testament, every study brings me back to one of Paul's letters in the New Testament. So the reality is I am a rather failed Old Testament scholar and becoming pretty adept to the New Testament. And so yes, the New Testament is my favorite subject. And I think we see a lot of similarities in the New Testament with where we are today and its applicability to the church. And I definitely appreciate the New Testament. The other thing I will add is that one of the things that I like about the New Testament is the time in the Roman and the Greek cultures, the Hellenistic culture that it was written in. And one of my interests in that came from actually a thesis that Brother Brickle sent to me about the reality of post-traumatic stress disorder in the Roman soldiers during the time of antiquity when the New Testament was written. And so I'm able to make a personal connection in that writing based on my own service in the United States Marine Corps. And so I look forward to further delving into that theory and that idea of the culture of the New Testament biblical times, and look forward to learning all about it in this class. So look forward to studying with you guys and working alongside you guys, and may the Lord bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you. God bless you guys. Bye.